Well, you hear the motors coming to life. And it's time for our first category. It's the 650 index category. Pro Tree, 3 ambers and a green. And your first car coming out of the water box, that's going to be a single pass coming up here for Steve Boldry. The Little Vega out of Willow Hill, Illinois. So Steve's getting the shut-off sign right there. Looks like some trebles right out of the box for Steve Boldry. And our starting line crew wisely clicks him off. And we'll figure out what's going on before we send our first pair down the track. Again, if you're not in the lanes and your class has been called, you need to head that way. 650 index cars to lanes 1 and 2. JT Muffler quick through. Yeah, try to say that once fast. JT Muffler quick 330 to lanes 3 and 4. Outlaw Muscle Car to lanes 5 and 6. And 650 Fun Street to lanes 7 and 8. It's Max Lang backing into the water box right now. Max in the 40 Willys Coupe. And Rhonda Myers over there, over on the pit side with her new Barracuda. They've had this car for just a little over a week. Max Lang out of Charleston, Illinois, the 40 Willys Coupe. Rhonda Myers. Both of these racers will be looking at 3 ambers and then the green light. And they'll be trying to hit that 650 index. Off and running they go. Lang just dips under a little bit, 648 with a 6 at 104. Rhonda a lot further under. She is 635 at 109. 635 at 109 for Rhonda Myers. Pulling up now, we got John Smith. John Smith, Humboldt, Illinois. Big block Chevy over here, the primered Chevelle. Alongside the Chevelle SS, no information in the computer just yet. But it's got that NMC indication on it. Charging hard, trying to get close to that 650 mark. 679 for Smith. 679 for John Smith at 106. 710 for the Chevelle. 710 for the Chevelle. Once again, if you have not tacked in, you got to go through the tech booth before you head to the staging lanes. This is Kim Niemeyer. Niemeyer in the Cheap Parts Race Team 65 Mustang Tower Side. Alongside John Moy out of Linton, Indiana. Rosedale, Indiana. The Moy's Toy 6. That is the Duster for the Indiana runner. Again, Pro Tree, head down track, and they're running on the index of 650. Wheels up start for both of them. Sounds like somebody missed a shift there at half track. Niemeyer with plenty of smoke out of the Mustang. Niemeyer 655. He is your low qualifier right now. 655 at 104. John Moy with a 662. 662 at 100 miles per hour. Coming up now, this is the quick 330 qualifier. Looks like 4 cars, and they're all going to make single laps here. Quick 330 series sponsored by J.E.T. Muffler. Pro Tree, they'll be running to the 330 mark. That's those little orange flags just by the concession stand. Run what you brung, hope you brung enough. Oh, I was not aware there are T-shirts available at Tech. The Midwest Index Shootout Series T-shirts are available for sale over at the Tech booth.
You may have a chat to Rhonda. 8:35.
6:35.
6:35.
Oh, okay. 6:35.
She's got her physical. Okay. She's working on her license. Just got to get the car certified.
So coming up first, this looks like it's going to be Troy Salazar. Salazar, the runner out of Shelbyville, Illinois. Loves running these quick races in his supercharged dragster. So, good stout burnout there for the supercharged big block dragster of Troy Salazar. He's backing up from his burnout right now. He'll get all staged and ready over there on the Cedar City Motor side of the track. Sponsored by Mile to Wild Race Cars, Shelbyville, Illinois.
They're running to the 3:30, right?
And they are running to the 330. And at the 330 mark, it's a 3:15. 3:15 for Troy Salazar. 3:15 for Salazar. Next up, looks like the new ride for Judd Kaufman. I'm sorry, that's Dana Coots. Dana's new car, Judd Kaufman out in front of the car. Hadn't seen Dana's new car. Good stout burnout for the Ford-powered dragster. Everybody trying out the Cedar City Motors lane here on the first time pass. This is a qualifier. They'll get 2 shots to put together our ladder for first round. Dana out of Arcola, Illinois. With the monostrut wing there on the race car. In the stage beams. There he goes. And at the finish line, how about a 294? 294 for Dana Coots. Big thumbs up from John Coots out there. 294 for Dana Coots. So that is the mark to beat.
We will be combining the 650s, correct? Just the second time run?
So backing into the water box right now, and he clicks it off. Not sure what's going on, but our starting line crew gives him the signal to shut it off. Understand there may be something out on the track. We're going to check that out before we send Mr. Tilford down track here. He'll be trying to better that 294 with an 8 laid down by Dana Coots on his first pass.
No, sir, no. They stole all my wool sweaters and gaming system.
Well, back to action in a big way. There you hear John Tilford heating up the hides there on his JT Muffler Tilford Racing Special. Now that he knows what the number is, he's going to charge hard to try to beat that 294. That is the standard set right now by Dana Coots. John Tilford out of Mattoon, Illinois. Multi-time winner. He is the sponsor of this event. Yep, he tops it. How about a 289? 289 for John Tilford. 289 for John Tilford. Now backing into the water box. This is going to be Billy Roth, the Roth Brothers Mopar Express. He looks like he prefers the tower lane. Mopar powered dragster.
Skip 8 and 850. Was that 8 or 850? 2 categories.
Bill Roth, Olney, Illinois, the home base for the Mopar Express. See Wilbur out in front of the car, motioning his driver into the beams. Little nitrous assist there for the Mopar Express. Currently your number one qualifier at a 289. 301. 301. Great looking light as he went 005 on the tree. 301 for the Mopar Express. So that's your first qualifying session for the quick 330 cars. Coming up next, this is going to be 650 Fun Street. 650 Fun Street will be up next. And it looks like, based on car count, that we may be combining 650 Fun Street and our 650 Index into one class. First up, this is going to be Rick Scott, Tower Side out of Paris, Illinois. The 55 Bel Air. He'll be paired up alongside Tom Franks. Franks from Homer, Illinois. 93 Mustang. Franks in the Cedar City Motors lane. Rick Scott, JT Muffler lane. Both of them trying to hit that 650 Index. Off they go. Franks with a 654. 654 for Franks at 105. Rick Scott, 674. 674 at 102. Coming up now, this is going to be Steve Hoke. Hoke, one of our sponsors, Hoke Garage out of Tolono. 68 Corvette. Mike Donnell from Decatur in his 71 Camaro. Again, looking for that 650 mark. Hoke just a little bit under 647. 647 at 108. Mike Donnell with a 656. 656 at 99 miles per hour. 570 cars to lanes 1 and 2. 570 cars to lanes 1 and 2. 7 flat cars to 3 and 4. 7 flat to 3 and 4. Travis Lawrence, Taylorville, Illinois. 86 Mustang. Little hairdryer action under the hood. The turbocharged Mustang. Gets the pressure built up. Little spin action down there about 400 feet out. 664. 664 at 109. So after one session of qualifying, there's what the numbers look like. And it looks like Thomas Franks, your number one qualifier after one session. Time pass coming up here for the Camaro. J.C. Crawford on the side there of the car. This is just a time run only. So a little trouble there for the Camaro, trying to get some stuff sorted out. 10-10, 10-10 at 70 miles per hour. Fast Eddie Cook back there in the water box out of Thomasboro, Illinois. Cook, multi-time winner here at Coles County. Super Comp runner. I believe that is a new car for him, or at least it looks fresh to me. Just making a time lap here in the dragster. So working on his throttle stop there. How about a 681 at 115 for Eddie Cook. Both cars capable of running 570s and a little bit quicker than that if the conditions are right. Dale Short, pit side, Cedar City Motors Lane in the Vega. He's from Shelbyville, Illinois. Alongside Tom Jamison, backing up there in his Wild Thing Racing Camaro. It was black and silver a year ago. You can't say that now. What a wild-looking paint job there on the Camaro. They're both trying to hit the 570 mark. They'll see the Pro Tree, 3 ambers, and away they go. Trying to run the 570 index. Camaro moving around at mid-track. How about this? How about this for both drivers? Jamison 570 with a 5.9 at 119. Dead on with a 5.9 for Dale Short, 570.99. Both of them run exactly on the index. 570, 5.9, and 570.99 are your numbers. 7 flat index cars, a pair of them coming up. 750 cars to the lanes. 750 cars to the lanes.
Copy that. I'll look to the time.
Out of the water box, here's your first pair. No information in the computer, but I believe this is Jeff Young over here, tower side. And how about that Belvedere over there, pit side, classic ride.
No.
We believe that's Lloyd McVeigh over there. Here comes Jeff Young charging hard. But the Mopar gets there first with a 7:15 at 94. However, Young is closer to the index as he goes 7:02 at 102. So there's what your qualifying looks like in your 7 flat index. Coming up next, this will be 750 index. 750 index coming up next. Competitors, we want to let you know that we are combining the two 650 classes. We will be combining the two 650 classes, the 650 index and the 650 Fun Street. You will be combined into one class. So 650 index and 650 Fun Street, you will be combined into one class. Coming up now, here's the 750 cars. Scott Soberg over here from Paris, Illinois, 83 Ford Mustang. Who is it? Tony Cook over there pit side in the little Nova. Pro Tree start. Off they go. At the big end of the track, Cook crosses first. 7:56 at 90 miles an hour. Scott Soberg with a 7:73 at 88. And looks like a little bit of cleanup here on the starting line. So back to action here. Looks like Dan Murphy, Tower Side out of Paris, Illinois. So Murphy over here, Gus out of Paris, Illinois, in his Nova alongside Kevin Hunt's Mopar. .750 Pro Tree at the stripe. It is Murphy getting there first. Dan Murphy with a 7:55 at 89. Kevin Hunt with a 7:62 at 81. Here is Bob Dillon and Justin Coots coming up now. Dillon in the 46 Ford Coupe. He's in the silver car closest to me here in the tower. Justin Coots, pit side from Aracolas. He's in the 95 Mustang, normally wheeled by Mikey Robinson. Again, both cars trying to hit the 750 mark. At the finish line, it's going to be Coots getting there first, but he breaks out. 7:39 at 91. That's too quick for Bob Dillon. 7:55 at 89 miles per hour. Rob Nevius from McLean, Illinois, 66 Chevy, the Malibu. Pristine car over there, pit side. Let me know if that's the last. 7:54 at 89. Another time pass coming up here for the Redline Motors Camaro. J.C. Crawford here. For the Camaro, it's an 828 at 90 miles per hour. So quick dress of the starting line here. We'll give you just a few more minutes to get cooled off, and then we will come back for our second qualifying sessions. Coming up now, here's your second qualifying session for the 650 cars. 650 cars coming around the bend right now and backing into the water box. Looks like Steve Hoke and Rick Scott will be your first pair out. Hoke Tower Side in the Corvette. Scott in the 55 Bel Air, High and Handsome in Cedar City Motors lane. 4/10 Pro Tree coming up here. So 3 ambers followed by a flash of green 4/10 of a second later. And they'll be trying to get as close to that 650 mark as they can hit. Again, we need JT Muffler Quick 330 to lanes 3 and 4. 570 index to 5. 7 index to lane 6. And 750 index to lanes 7 and 8. The 55 Bel Air losing fire right on the starting line. Not sure what's going on with the car, but there it sits. In the meantime, Steve Hoke still runs under the index. He's got to get her slowed down just a touch. 6:45 at 1:08 for Steve Hoke. So 650 cars waiting on the apron right now. In the meantime, we need quick 330 cars back to the lanes 3 and 4. Quick 330 cars back to lanes 3 and 4. 570 cars to lane 5. 7 flat cars to lane 6. 750 cars to lane 7 and 8. Also next week here at Coles County, don't forget, we've got our biggest show of the year as Thunder on the Prairie returns to Coles County Dragway USA. The Hot Blade Jet Dragster, along with the Done and Gone Pro Style Just Funny Car on Nitro. That'll be out here along with some other exhibition cars. Should be very crowd pleasing for you. Come on out and enjoy the racing action here at Coles County Dragway next Saturday night as we present to you Thunder on the Prairie. In the water box right now, that is Mike Donald, the high roller out of Decatur, Illinois, the pink Camaro. Lined up alongside Kim Niemeyer. Niemeyer in his 67 Ford Mustang. The Humboldt runner trying to hit that magic 650 mark. Lot of smoke out of that Mustang once again, but I guess that's okay. 695 for Niemeyer. 695 for Niemeyer at 97. He is slowing down. Mike Donald with a 658. 658 at 92. Neither driver improving. Tom Franks and John Smith coming up now. Ford Chevy matchup. The Ford Tower side, that's a 93 Mustang driven by Tom Franks out of Homer, Illinois, your current #1 qualifier. Alongside John Smith, that is the Chevelle over there, 64 Chevelle out of Humboldt. Smith clicks it off as he gets a little squirrely about mid-track. In the meantime, for Tom Franks, he improves 652. 652 at 105 for Tom Franks. Hangs on to that #1 qualifying spot for now. John Smith coasts through to a 728. A little bit of cleanup on the starting line before our next pair gets set to burn out in the water box. The Chevelle Tower side, that is Tony Dawson. Tony Dawson out of Paris, Illinois. I believe that is a former Howard Daniels Jr. Chevelle. alongside Rhonda Myers. Myers from Ramsey, Illinois, in her Barracuda. Away they go. Dawson will get their first tower side. Tony Dawson with a 6:55. 6:55. That improves him to the number 2 spot for Rhonda Myers. 6:74. 6:74 at 1:03. Max Lang and Steve Boldry up next. Boldry with some troubles on his first time pass. The runner out of Willow Hill, Illinois, pit side alongside Max Lang. At the stripe, Lang crosses first, 6:52 with a 5. How about this? He snatches away the number 1 qualifying spot for Boldry, 6:59 at 1:03. He'd be a 5. Travis Lawrence over here, tower side, Taylorville, Illinois. That is an 86 Mustang with a 650. His index, alongside John Moy, the Moy's Toy 6, the Duster, out of Rosedale, Indiana. Away they go. Moy with a 663, Lawrence 667. Coming up now, this is going to be your JT Muffler Quick 330 qualifying. Troy Salazar will be first out. He's going to back up into the water box here in the Cedar City Motors lane, closest to the pit side. Looking to improve on his current number 4 qualifying spot. He sits at a 3:15 right now. Salazar nestled down in the frame rails. The driver from Shelbyville, Illinois, sitting out in front of that big block Rodeck power plant. Capable of putting a charge into it. They're running to the 330 mark. You got the switch flipped? Yep. 330 mark. That is the orange flags. And how about a 3:17? No improvement there. 3:17 for Troy Salazar. So he will remain in the number 4 spot for now. He'll be followed up here by your current number 1 qualifier. Last pass at 289. Looking to improve. The JT Muffler Special in the water box right now, piloted by John Tilford. He'll hustle back from that hot, smoky burnout. You see him making his way past the concession stand. And as soon as he picks up Teresa there in his view, he will slow the car down. Which he does. Forward he goes, your current number 1 qualifier. Looks to improve. It's a bracket car, 286 with a 3, 286 with a 3 for John Tilford. So he lowers the mark by 3 ticks. Dana Coots backing up his new dragster. John, how you doing out there? John Coots along with Judd Kaufman. Kaufman normally driving his twin turbocharged Mustang GT. 4-second runner. Dana getting backed up into those sticky tracks. The Hoosiers heated up for him. I see JRC Performance there on the valve covers of the injected Ford power plant. Coots currently sits number 2 with a 294. Looking to improve. $287. So he does improve. He's 1 off of Tilford. 287 for Dana Coots. Picks up 7 numbers there. 287 for Dana Coots. Your final qualifying attempt coming up here for the Mopar Express. Billy Roth. Roth idling back there. Nitrous assisted B1 Mopar powered Mopar Express out of Olney, Illinois.
Lane 5. Down short.
So Wilbur motioning his driver up there towards the starting line. Wilbur drove this car for many, many years now. Bill at the controls.
The red car first. The red car. Hang on. If he's ready, go. Send him up.
So on and off the throttle there. How about a 305? 305. No improvement for the Mopar Express. 305 for the Mopar Express. These are your 570 cars coming around the bend. A pair of them will line up side by side. It'll be Dale Short and Tom Jamison. So both of them doing the long burnouts there. And both of them on their first attempt ran exactly on the index. 570 with a 5 for Jamison, 570 with a 9 for Dale Short. Great looking pass for both cars. Not much of a window there to improve on the qualifying times. Good looking side-by-side pass. Jamison with a 568. He drops under the index. Short 572 at 119. Seven flat index cars waiting patiently in the water box right now. And it looks like Lloyd McVeigh and Jeff Young. McVeigh, different ride for him. He was driving the 70 Challenger before, the show car. Now he's in the 62 Plymouth, the Belvedere. He's from 50th, Illinois. JT Muffler Lane. Cedar City Motors side of the track, that is Jeff Young. Young from Side L. So a little staging trouble there for Young. He goes deep accidentally. He'll coast on through. McVeigh with a 704. 704 at 95. Jeff Young does not improve but still holds the number one qualifying. He went 803 this time around, but his last pass with a 702. 750 index cars now coming around the bend. Don't forget, racers, there is a driver's meeting immediately following this time session, this group that's coming around right now. Tony Cook, Tower Side, Tolono, Illinois, the 66 Chevy. He'll pair up alongside Bob Dillon. That is the silver 46 Ford Coupe out of Dalton City, Illinois.
The two cars that just went down with Young, his competitor is leaking something in front of me.
You want to shut him down?
I think it's just water.
So Tony Cook rolling the start there. Doesn't matter. Cook with a 790 Tower Side, 790 at 89 for Bob Dillon, 759 at 88. All right, back to action now here in our 750 index category. Rob Nevius and Scott Soberg will be coming up next. Rob Nevius from McLean, Illinois. That's the 66 Chevy over here, the Malibu, alongside Scott Soberg. Soberg in the Mustang. Both of them trying to get as close to that 650 as they can. Or 750, excuse me, 750. Nevius is closer as he goes 758 at 88. Soberg with a 785 at 87. Here's Kevin Hunt and Dan Murphy. So somebody pitching a fan belt there. Looks like maybe Dan Murphy. Not sure. Be my guess that it was. So for Murphy, he knew when to jazz it. 750 with a 3 on the 750 index. He's your class leader right now. For Kevin Hunt, he had a perfect light. Hunt with a perfect light going 764 at 77. Justin Coots will get the single. Buffalo Wild Wings, the 5-0 Buffalo promotion. Perfect light for Kevin Hunt. He'll pick up 5 free Buffalo Wings from Buffalo Wild Wings in the Mattoon Marketplace. Justin Coots in the Mustang. Off he goes. 755 at 84 for Justin Coots. Time pass coming up here for Eddie Cook, trying to get his throttle stop all sorted out.
No electronics this time. It's going to be all driver.
All drivers in all classes, please report to the winner's circle for a driver's meeting. All drivers in all classes, please report to the winner's circle for a driver's meeting. Once again, all drivers in all classes, please report to the O'Reilly Auto Parts winner's circle for a driver's meeting. Eddie Cook, little popping and banging going on there. Not exactly what he's looking for. 599 at 116. That car is a 5.0 runner when it's on. 599 at 116. On behalf of Rod and Donna Veland and your entire crew, welcome to Coles County Dragway USA. Index racing here tonight at the famed 8th mile. A little bit different than a normal bracket racing situation. These are laddered indexes. People had to qualify to make their way into the ladder. They'll be running heads up at the start on a particular index. Depending on the class, it may be a 4/10 Pro Tree or a 5/10 Pro Tree. First one to the finish line that will win unless they break out, because breakout rules do apply. We're going to start out tonight with our 650 index category. And it looks like we had 11 cars attempt to qualify, and they are on the ladder. We'll give you that ladder information as we can throughout the evening. So we hear the motors coming to life over there. And we're going to start out with our 650 cars. It's our combined 650 index and 650 fun street class. And Max Lang was your number 1 qualifier in the category. So this will be your number 2 and number 11 qualifiers coming up right now.
So if you need to talk to Rod, go through me.
Okay. So your number 11 qualifier is Steve Hoke, but that's kind of deceiving. He is quicker than the 650 index on both of his qualifying passes. So that drops him to the bottom of the ladder. The number 2 qualifier out of Tolono, Illinois, that is the Mustang of Tom Franks. Both cars staged. Here they go. Off and running side by side, trying to hit that 650 number. The double breakout win goes to Steve Hoke as he goes 649 with a 5 on his 650 at 107. Thomas Franks breaks out by more as he goes 647 with a 6 at 105. He's 3 under. Hoke goes 1 under. He will advance. Next up, coming out of the water box, this is going to be Tony Dawson from Paris, Illinois. That is the gold Chevelle SS. Dawson will pull up alongside John Smith. Smith from Humboldt. He is in that 64 Chevelle. Again, they'll be trying to cut as close to that perfect light as they can and then head down track to try to hit the 650 index. Red light start there for John Smith. Tony Dawson with the automatic win, 659 at 96 for John Smith. Red light start and a 692. These two qualified number 4 and number 9. The number 4 qualifier will be in the Tower Lane. That's going to be Kim Niemeyer in his 67 Mustang alongside Rhonda Myers. Rhonda from Ramsey in her 67 Barracuda. Away they go. Better light for Niemeyer. And he clicks it off early. 668 at 94 for Rhonda Myers. 682 at 103. So Niemeyer will be back for the next round. These two were closest on the ladder coming up. 6 and 7 on the qualifying sheet. Tower side, that's your number 7 qualifier, John Moy from Rosedale, Indiana. The Moy's Toy Mopar will pair up alongside Steve Boldry. Boldry Racing out of Willow Hill, Illinois. He's in the Vega, Cedar City Motors lane. Boldry left. Looks like Boldry left before Moy staged the car. Moy was not timed out. He was still trying to stay. So I'm not sure what happened with Boldry. So Moy will get the single here as Boldry left before Moy staged the car. And for John Moy, out the back door to a 660 at 101. This is going to be Mike Donald, the high roller from Decatur, the pink Camaro. He was your number 5 qualifier alongside the 8 qualified Travis Lawrence. But Donald goes red way too early for Donald. Lawrence, 689 at 111 for Travis Lawrence. He's your winner. Donald red lights start 785 at 62. The single coming into the next round. This is going to be Max Lang. Max will get the bye run into the next round. Max out of Charleston, Illinois, the 40 Willys Coupe. At the stripe, Lang with a 650 with a 4 at 100 miles an hour. So exactly the number that he was looking for. Coming up now, this is your quick 8. Round 1, 4 cars will make the field here in the quick 330, sponsored by JT Muffler. Coming up now, here are the number 2 and number 3 qualifiers. They'll match up. Stout burnouts a pair there for our 2 drivers. The Mopar Express, B1 Mopar, injected with nitrous. Billy Roth out of Olney, Illinois. At the controls, alongside the Ford power plant, that is Dana Coots. Coots from Arcola, his new ride. Coots qualified number 2 with a 287. Roth qualified 3rd with a 301. They'll be looking for the light, and then the first one to the 330 mark. That is the orange flags out there in front of the concession stand, will be your winner. Heads up racing. Run what you brung, hope you brung up. So Roth heads for the sky, clicks it off, but still will get the win because he didn't hit the guardrail as far as I can tell. Coots red lights his chances away, throws away a 286.2, best pass of the day. But he goes red. Bill Roth, 328, skies the front end of the Mopar Express. All right, we are back to action. The other half of your Frantic 4 here in the Quick 330 series. That is Troy Salazar in the water box right now. He'll pair up alongside John Tilford in the JT Muffler Tilford Racing Special. Tilford, your number 1 qualifier, with a 286.3. That was topped by Dana Coots in his losing effort last round. So strong burnouts for both of the supercharged Warriors, as Tilford and Salazar back up from their burnouts right now.
Copy that. Greg, did you hear that?
After this run. So Troy Salazar, Tower Side, Shelbyville, Illinois, the Mile to Wild Race Cars entry, alongside the JT Muffler Special of John Tilford. Tilford crosses the stripe first, and he goes 279. 279 for John Tilford. Quickest pass of the day, 279. Salazar 316 here in this round. Coming up next will be your 570 index. 2 cars will make the call. Dale Short and Tom Jameson, and they are as evenly matched as you can imagine. As in qualifying, it was Tom Jameson. I'll find my qualifying sheet here. Tom Jameson went 570 with a 5, just barely edging out Dale Short's 570 with a 9 in qualifying. So back to racing action now. This is going to be Dale Short and Tom Jameson. Jameson in the Camaro, Tower Side, the Wild Thing Racing. Alongside Dale Short, the runner out of Shelbyville, Illinois, the Short Racing Vega. Both cars run dead on the number, 570. So again, Pro Tree, 3 ambers, and then they go. Both of them trying to hit that magic 570 mark. Better light for Jameson. And he'll make it stick. He is your winner on the double breakout. He goes 567 with a 6 at 118. His competition, Short, 567 with a 2. They both break out, but by 4 thousandths of a second, your winner in the 570 index is going to be Tom Jameson. Seven flat index coming up now. This is going to be Jeff Young with the bye. As it looks like Lloyd McVeigh not going to make the call. Jeff Young will take the single. Oh, there's 3 cars?
3 cars.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm way off base here. Just tell me to shut up. I will. Jeff Young, 70 Nova. He'll get the bye run. Trying to run 7 flat. He was your top qualifier, 703 this time around for Jeff Young. 703 for Jeff Young at 103 for the speed. So Lloyd McVeigh and Rick Scott will be your other pair. Now I get it. A little slow on the uptake over here. All right, now I'll get it right. Lloyd McVeigh, 62 Plymouth Belvedere, Tower Side, out of 50 in Illinois. McVeigh will pair up alongside Rick Scott, sitting high and handsome in the 55 Bel Air. Both of them trying to hit that 7 flat mark. Good leave by both drivers. Side by side at the stripe. Hard on the brakes was Lloyd McVeigh. 702 at 95 miles an hour. So for Rick Scott, 695 on the breakout. Attention in the pit area, 650 cars back to the lanes. 650 back to lanes 1 and 2. 650 back to lanes 1 and 2. This is your 750 index coming up. Seven cars in the field. Out of the water box first. This is going to be Tony Cook, Tower Side from Tolono, Illinois. Is his window down? So Tony Cook gets that window cranked up alongside Bob Dillon. At the stripe, your winner is going to be Bob Dillon, 759. 759 at 83 for Dillon. Cook closer to the index, 757 at 90 miles an hour, but the better light for Bob Dillon. Next up, this is Scott Soberg. Soberg from Paris, Illinois, 83 Ford Mustang. He'll pair up alongside Rob Nevius, 66 Malibu over there, pit side from McLean. Again, the number is 750. These two drivers will see the Pro Tree, 5/10 Pro Tree this time around. Nevius, your number 2 qualifier. Soberg, number 7. And it's Nevius for the win, 765. 765 at 80 miles an hour. Soberg goes 785. 785 at 87. This will be Justin Coots and Kevin Hunt. Coming up now. Hunt Tower Side. He's in the Mopar. That's the blue car. Coots in the Mustang. Pit side. That's the red car. Both of them trying to go 750. Hunt is staged. Here comes Coots. There they go. Hunt down track. He's got the better light. He'll make it stick. 7:59 for Kevin Hunt. Coots goes 7:53, closer to the index, but the better light for Kevin Hunt. Dan Murphy coming up now. He is your number one qualifier. He'll get the bye run. Murphy out of Paris, Illinois, went 7:50 with a 3 in qualifying. Gus over there in the Nova. At the finish line, Murphy with a 7:45 on his 7:50. Under the index, but it doesn't matter. Looks like a time run coming up here for the Redline Auto Sales Camaro. Trying to get this ride sorted out. 650 cars back to the lanes, lanes 1 and 2. 650 cars back to the lanes, lanes 1 and 2. Says J.C. Crawford there on the window. The Redline Auto Sales Camaro, I believe that's an 80 Camaro. That looks a little better. Sounds a little better too. How about a 753? 753 at 91 miles per hour. 650 index coming around the bend here in just a second. Your first pair will be Max Lang and John Moy as we get started with round 2.
Not sure how long it's going to take to quickly wet clog the other cars.
So quick 330. 7 flat and 750 cars all back to the lanes. We need you. If you're still in competition in our index classes, we need you back to the lanes. So this is Max Lang, Charleston, Illinois, 650 the index, alongside John Moy, also trying to run 650. Lang has been on it all day. Moy a little off pace, but he'll give it his best shot. Good light will help you here. Both of them looking good as they head down track. At the stripe, it's going to be Max Lang for the win, 651. 651 at 100 for Max Lang. For John Moy, 659. 659 at 101. Tony Dawson comes up now. Dawson over here tower side. He's in the 69 Chevelle from Paris, Illinois. His competition, Kim Niemeyer, the 67 Mustang. Wheels up for both of them. Dawson moving around a little bit at mid-track. At the stripe, it's going to be Tony Dawson for the win. 661 at 98. Niemeyer way off pace. 713 in the Mustang. JT Muffler Lane. This is Steve Hoke from Tolono. Hoke in his 68 Corvette alongside the 86 Mustang of Travis Lawrence. Lawrence sits in the water box, and he is on the clock. Hoke will wait patiently as Lawrence pulled into the water box and lost fire. Once again, if you're still in competition in any of our index classes, we need you back to the lanes. So Steve Hoke will get the competition single. Hoke with a 655 at 103. Time for racing action once again. This is the 7 flat index. This will be your final round in the 7 flat index between Jeff Young and Rick Scott. Jeff Young, Tower Side. JT Muffler Lane out of Sidell, Illinois. 70 Nova, 427 power. Alongside Rick Scott in that 55 Bel Air. $650 index winners back to the lanes. 650 cars back to the lanes. Red light start for Rick Scott. Jeff Young will win the 7 flat index. Jeff Young with a 704. 704 for Jeff Young. He is your winner. Rick Scott, the runner-up, with a 676. Red light start for Scott. So Jeff Young, your winner in the 7 flat category. 704. 704. Coming up now, this is the semifinal group in the 750 index category. Four cars left in the category. It's going to be Bob Dillon and Dan Murphy coming up now. Dillon, Tower Side from Dalton City, Illinois. 46 Ford. Alongside Dan Murphy, old Gus over there out of Paris, Illinois. His Nova, both of them trying to hit that 750 mark. 510s Pro Tree this time around. Staged and ready. 650 winners back to the lanes. 650 winners back to the lanes. At the stripe, it's going to be Dan Murphy for the win. 2 off, 752 at 86 for Bob Dillon. 758, 6 off for him at 89. Kevin Hunt coming up now alongside Rob Nevius. One of these two will match up in the final. Kevin Hunt from Decatur, Illinois, is 1970 Dodge Dart. He is a sponsor for the class. Keep it clean and running strong. Alongside Rob Nevius from McLean, Illinois. Off they go. 011 to an 016 light at the stripe. It's going to be Kevin Hunt for the win. 757 with an 8. Beats out the 757 with a 7 for Nevius. Margin of victory, 41 10/1000ths for Kevin Hunt. All right, you hear the motors coming to life. Here are quick 330 competitors. We'll line up here side by side. It's going to be the injected Ford-powered dragster. I see the little blue bottle sitting out there in front of the motor. So there's Josh Kuykendall, Judd Kaufman, Justin Coots, Mikey Robinson, John Coots, I don't know if I got them all, but I think I did. And if I didn't, I apologize. All urging on their driver here in the Tower lane. Dana Coots, Tower side, the Ford-powered dragster. Had a stellar run in the first round. Would have been the #1 qualifier if he'd have run that in qualifying. Up against John Tilford, who improved as well. The supercharged big block, doing it 2 different ways to get the job done. For John Tilford, he's over there in the pit lane. Tilford out of Mattoon, Illinois. Dana Coots, Tower side from Arcola. First one to the 330 flag will get the win. Red light start for Coots. Tilford gets crossed up, clicks it off and coasts through to a 285. 285 for Tilford. Coots red light start 303. Oh so close, he went 005 red on the tree. He was right there trying to make up the performance difference right there, although it would have been close at the big end. Tilford for the win, 285 here in the quick 330. Looks like 650 index semifinals crossing the ready line right now. 3 cars left in the category. It's going to be Max Lang, Tower side, alongside Tony Dawson. Winner gets to take on Steve Hoke.
750 guys are ready to run their finals. They're going to come up right behind it. Cool time run.
Max Lang, the 40 Willys Coupe, Charleston, Illinois. JT Muffler Lane, Tower side, alongside Tony Dawson from Paris, Illinois. Pit lane, the 69 Chevelle. Both of them will see 410s Pro Tree, and then they'll be charging hard to try to hit that 650 mark. Advantage Dawson as they head down track. Double breakout win. Well,
Can you send both those cars back to the staging lane?
so Steve Hoke will get the single.
We didn't switch over to the full track.
Steve Hoke with a 645. 645 at 109. $750 index coming up now. Your 750 final coming up now with Kevin Hunt and Dan Murphy. So Kevin Hunt and Dan Murphy pairing up here in the 750 category final. 5/10 Pro Tree, and they'll be off and running. Hunt out of Decatur, Illinois. Away they go. Better light for Kevin Hunt. He'll be your winner. Kevin Hunt with a 7:57. 7:57 at 82 miles an hour. Murphy breaks out 7:45 at 90 miles per hour. 650 cars getting set to come back around the bend here. Had a little computer problem first time around. We'll get them sorted out. Winner gets to go to the final. JET Muffler Lane. This is Max and Patty Lang's 40 Willys Coupe, the Hall of Famer out of Charleston, Illinois. Will take on Tony Dawson. Both racers off and running at the stripe. It's going to be Tony Dawson taking the win, 6:54 at 98 miles an hour. Max Lang breaks out on the 650 index. He goes 6:49 with a 6. Breaks out by 4 thou. Tony Dawson gets to move on to the next round to take on Steve Hoke. Coming up now, this is our first time run for our index bracket. Still time to sign up. You're going to get 2 time runs, and then we'll go racing. Regular style bracket race.
5/10 full tree.
It's a 5/10 full tree, just like a regular old bracket race. Rhonda Myers back there in the water box in her Barracuda. She'll pull up alongside the Corvette here. Not sure who's in the Corvette. But the Corvette is staged and ready. Robert Lakey out of Champaign, Illinois, I'm being told, is in the Corvette. All I can tell you is it's not me. I can't afford one. Myers out the back door to a 691. 691 at 105. Lakey with a 9:09. 9:09 at 79. Again, if you want to race in the index bracket race, we can get you signed up and still can compete. Just pay your money and then get lined up in the staging lanes. You'll get 2-time runs, sessions, and then we'll go racing. Bob Dillon and Steve Boldry pulling up now. Dillon in the 46 Ford Coupe, tower side. Steve Boldry, pit side, in the Little Vega out of Willow Hill. Again, this is a 5/10 full tree. Normal bracket racing rules apply. At the big end of the track, it is Boldry getting there first with a 6:51. 6:51 at 1:04 for Bob Dillon. 7:59. 7:59 at 89. Rob Nevius over here tower side alongside Kevin Hunt. Kevin goes red. He'll get there first, though. Kevin Hunt pit side with a 7:58 at 91. Rob Nevius also 7:58 at 88. So a little trouble there with the tree. Not sure what happened exactly, but off it goes. How about a 7:53? 7:53 at 91 miles per hour. J.C. Crawford here in the Red Line Auto Sales Camaro. Get some instruction to back up the car. Trying to get him straightened out a little bit here. 797. 797 at 90 miles per hour. This is going to be your 650 index final. I see Steve moving now towards the head of staging. So Steve Hoke pretty much been on the wrong side of the index all day, but keeps collecting round wins. Here he is in the final against Tony Dawson. Some days it's just your day. Steve Hoke, Tolono, Illinois, the 68 Corvette. 540 cubic inch bow tie motor under the hood there. Runs it on E85 alongside Tony Dawson, the 69 Chevelle out of Paris, Illinois. Pro Tree coming at him, and they'll be trying to click it off at 650. Away they go, clean and green. At the stripe, it is Dawson taking the win as Hoke breaks out once again. 647 on his 650. That's too quick for Hoke. Your winner, Tony Dawson, 652 at 99 miles an hour. So congratulations to Tony Dawson, winner in the 650 category, and congratulations to all of our winners so far. Coming up now, it's going to be a bracket race. People that came out today to race the index categories, the bracket race coming up. Your second time run momentarily. Second time run session coming up here for our index bracket cars. This is a regular old bracket race now. 5/10 regular tree. 5/10 full tree. Couldn't think of the word. Full. 5/10 full tree coming up. Kevin Hunt, Bob Dillon. Kevin in the Dodge Dart, Tower Side, Decatur, Illinois. Bob Dillon from Dalton City, and it's 46 Ford Coupe. So Kevin goes 005 red. Kevin with a 756 at 91. Bob Dillon 757 pit side for Dillon at 89. It's like Rhonda Myers pulling out of the water box right now in her Barracuda alongside Robert Leakey. Myers from Ramsey, Illinois, picked up the car last weekend from South Carolina. Pulled in the front gate, unloaded it, went racing. So she's getting some seat time in her Mopar. The Corvette over there, Robert Leakey from Champaign, Illinois, 1998 Corvette. Corvette smoking the tires a little bit off the starting line. Myers 662 at 104. Robert Leakey, or Lakey, we're not sure. 924.79 for the Corvette. Rob Nevius, he'll take a single over there in the Cedar City Motors lane. Nevius down track, 760 at 80 miles an hour. Just a little bit of a cleanup over there on the pit side of the track before we bring Steve Bouldry out of the water box. Steve Bouldry in the Vega out of Willow Hill. Pull up into the beams here. So for Steve Bouldry, we're going to check things out. Bouldry left before the tree was activated, and a bunch of sparks out of the car for Bouldry just past the 660 mark. So we're going to check that out before we send our next pair down track. Max Lang heating up the hides there on the 40 Willys Coupe. Max will pull up here to stage in the tower lane. At the finish line, Max Lang with a 6:48 at 1:05. Everything ready here in the tower. Time to go racing. A pair of classic cars backing into the water box here for our first round of eliminations in our index bracket. It's going to be Rick Scott, Paris, Illinois, high and handsome in that 55 Bel Air Coupe. Got the old 396 under the hood, alongside Bob Dillon, 46 Ford pit side out of Dalton City. Dillon will be dialed a 757, Scott a 676. So the silver Ford gets to leave first. The Chevy will be chasing him down. Looks like both racers pre-staged. Dillon staged. Red light start for Rick Scott. Dillon gets the automatic win. At the stripe, Dillon with a 755 with a 6. He broke out, didn't matter. Scott, red light start 669 at 101. Little cleanup there on the starting line as our next pair waits patiently in the water box. The Corvette of Robert Lakey and the Mopar for Kevin Hunt. Hunt pulls up, pit side of the track, Cedar City Motors lane. 754 there on the windshield of the Mopar. For the Corvette, 912 the dial in. Red light for Lakey.
Steve Baldry, he was the one that sparked at the end.
Kevin Hunt. Automatic win, 7:58 on the 7:54. Kevin Hunt is your winner, 91 for the speed. For Robert Lakey, red light start 9:24. 9:24 at 77. This will be Rob Nevius coming up now out of McLean, Illinois, 7:59 the dial in, JT Muffler Lane. Alongside Rhonda Myers. She's in the Barracuda from Ramsey. She's trying to go 6:60.
Greg, the white Vega does not have a light on the back.
Reminder, all competitors need to have a tail light of some sort before you head down track. Myers getting set to pull up to stage. Pre-stage light on for Nevius. Head start for the blue car. Nevius way down track. Here comes Myers. Nevius knew what to do. Takes the win. 7:61 on the 7:59. 88 miles an hour. How about this for Rhonda Myers? In a losing effort, goes dead on 6:60 with a 6 on the 6:60. It's going to be Max Lang and Steve Baldry. Baldry with some troubles on his time pass, but must have got it buttoned up. 6:48 and 6:52 the dial-ins for Lang and Baldry.
Bring the buyback to the separate lane when you bring him up, okay?
Both of them clean and green as they head down track. Lang with the better light. At the stripe, it's going to be Max Lang for the win. Lang 6:54 on his 6:48. He is your winner. Baldry breaks out. He goes 6:51 with a 5 on the 6:52. Lang had the better package, though, and takes the win. Motors come to life as they approach the ready line. Looks like we've got 4 winners coming back and 1 buyback to make up this round of the index bracket. Looks like it's going to be Kevin Hunt and Bob Dillon in the water box. Kevin Hunt, Decatur, Illinois, JT Muffler Lane, that's the tower side. He thinks he's going to go 7:54. His competition with a 7:57 dial in, that is Bob Dillon. Kevin accidentally, no, maybe not so accidentally. Red light start for Dillon. He goes 0-10 on the red.
Hey, Greg.
Kevin Hunt will move on to the next round. Kevin Hunt with a 7:48, he breaks out.
Different dial-in.
7:48 on the 7:54, he breaks out. But Dillon, red light start, 7:59 at 89. So in the water box right now, Robert Lakey. Little confusion there as it looks like he's got 2 dial-ins on the car. So Greg Tim back there getting that all sorted out. It's going to be Rob Nevius over there. And Robert Lakey. Lakey with a 912 dial in. That's the Corvette. For Nevius, his Malibu over there, dialed in at a 7:59. So big head start for the red car.
Lakey coming up.
Starting line right now.
Oh, man.
It did not. You had to run. That's okay. At the finish line, Rob Nevius for the win, 776 at 78. Max Lang will get the bye into the next round. Lang with a 648 dial. Lang hustles down track. It's been running 648 all day. This time around is 651. 651 at 104. So we want to let you know that because of the weather situation, we're going to call it a race here tonight. If you saw the radar, which I've got it pulled up here on my phone, it not very promising. Lots of green to the west and slowly drifting our way. So no real prospect of finishing up here tonight. Our owner, Rod Beeland, over there talking to the drivers, letting them know how we're going to settle things up with those guys. In the meantime, we're going to go and shut down all of our equipment. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight to Coles County Dragway. We hope you enjoyed the bracket race, the index racing, along with the quick 330. Some great racing action we saw all night long. We appreciate you coming out, as we do each and every week. Be careful on your way home or wherever you're headed tonight, and have safe travels throughout the week. Hope to see you back out here next weekend, Friday night, for our PAP Printing Street Legal Series, along with Test and Tune action. Then on Saturday night, it is Thunder on the Prairie, our biggest show of the year. So on behalf of Rod and Donna Veland and the entire crew, my name is Warren Evans. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.